The Amish have perfected the art of living off the land, and one of the most impressive examples of their ingenuity is their water collection and purification systems. For decades, they've thrived without depending on government-provided water or complicated plumbing systems. No water bills, no reliance on utilities, just old-fashioned ingenuity and a deep respect for nature. While many of us struggle to pay high water costs and have overly complicated systems, the Amish have cleverly found a simple way to get as much water as they need. One of the main sources of water for them is deep underground wells, which can be hundreds of feet into the earth. These are no shallow wells. They must be dug hard by manual labor and sometimes weeks' time before the water gets reached below. Instead of modern machines, the Amish use manpower or horse-drawn equipment, which goes well with their off-grid lifestyle. And whereas they don't have modern drilling rigs available, they know the land, and with hands and tools, they get the job done. And when they finally hit water, the feeling is like striking gold. Then it is pumped up to the surface using a hand pump or sometimes a wind-powered pump. No electricity needed here, just good old-fashioned effort. Maintaining these wells isn't an easy thing. Without modern plumbing systems, things can go wrong, but the Amish have a knack for fixing problems using whatever they can find. For example, one Amish man fixed his well's pump with parts from a bicycle, showing the kind of resourcefulness that most of us only dream about. When it rains, the Amish take full advantage of the opportunity to collect water. Instead of using expensive water systems, they collect rainwater in simple barrels and gutters. A typical roof can collect hundreds of gallons of water with just an inch of rainfall, enough to keep a family hydrated, water a garden, and even hydrate their livestock. Rainwater is not just for drinking. It's also used for cooking, cleaning, and keeping animals hydrated. The Amish have even joked that their chickens won't lay eggs unless they drink rainwater, proving how they use what nature provides in a way that helps them live a simpler, more fulfilling life. Rainwater collection is often a community activity. Neighbors come together to set up their barrels, ensuring everything is ready for the next downpour. There's no rush, just collaboration and a sense of shared responsibility. It's a beautiful example of how the Amish live in tune with the land. They all work together and ensure everyone benefits from the rain. While some people today rush to the supermarket for bottled water or their filtration systems, the Amish are constantly sipping this rainwater, knowing they did it the simplest way. Though it sounds simple, there is much more to the Amish water system than just collecting and storing. They purify the water using sand filters, charcoal, and sometimes even UV light. Sand filters catch impurities just like nature's own coffee filter, while charcoal absorbs any remaining smells or tastes. If the water needs further purification, UV light helps eliminate bacteria and viruses. It is a simple, effective process that uses nothing but the technology of nature available to them, rather than expensive water purifying systems or modern gizmos. For those living close to a natural spring, the Amish know these are some of the cleanest sources of water around. Springs naturally filter water as it flows through the ground, leaving behind clean, mineral-rich water like bottled water from nature itself. In Amish communities, it is just that simple, tapping into the source or collecting it in stone basins, and the water they get is refreshing and full of minerals. It's a far cry from the expensive bottled water most of us rely on. In fact, the Amish would probably never have to buy a bottle of water because they're drinking directly from the earth, full of minerals and free of modern processes. Besides wells, rainwater, and springs, many Amish communities also collect water from ponds. These ponds are usually strategically located to gather runoff water, which serves as a reliable source of water for drinking, cooking, and farming. Natural purification methods, such as sunlight killing harmful bacteria, ensure the water remains clean and safe. Water from these ponds is a crucial source for agriculture, supplying water for crops and livestock. The ponds thus help the local ecosystem and support wildlife and enhance the beauty of the landscape. The best part is when they need to dig a well, set up a rainwater system, or fix a pond. It's a community effort. Neighbors gather to help one another, working side by side as they dig and prepare water systems. It is the beautiful example of how the Amish work for each other, not only for themselves, but for the betterment of the entire community. The Amish have a saying, "You help me, and I'll help you." They share tools, knowledge, and expertise, ensuring that no one is left behind when it comes to accessing clean, fresh water. Even though the Amish people prefer to avoid modern technology, they still manage to find ways to adapt sometimes. They use solar pumps and gravity-fed systems for bringing water from wells directly to homes without depending on grid electricity. The Amish are cleverly using modern technology, but only in conjunction with their values of being simple and showing respect towards nature. The Amish have even found a way to recharge aquifers so that their groundwater sources stay healthy and sustainable. By reversing the excess water from their fields, roofs, and driveways, they are replenishing their groundwater levels, which in turn is a necessity for keeping crops healthy and families hydrated. It's like they are making a natural savings account for water, ensuring there's always enough when it is needed most. The Amish way of collecting and purifying water is not just a survival mechanism, but a way of living in harmony with the land and working together as a community. While the rest of us rely on modern systems and technology, the Amish show us that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. Their way of life is a reminder that we do not need fancy gadgets to live a fulfilling life, but rather respect for nature, ingenuity, and a willingness to work together. The next time you turn on your faucet, take a moment to appreciate the conveniences of modern life. But maybe also think about the lessons the Amish can teach us. Who knows? Maybe we could all learn a little something from the dedication to simplicity, resourcefulness, and community that the Amish show. After all, the secret to a more fulfilling life might just be in rediscovering what's already around us instead of in the latest high-tech gadgetry.